Oh, let me pin this so people can find us. Hang on, I'm just pinning this for if I can find it. This Patreon, man, it is not. Where is it? This is weird. Oh, did I not? Am I not? Maybe I didn't connect it. Hold on. I feel like I did though. Hi guys, we're just I don't know that we're live on Patreon. Hold on, let me look at this. Here. I can't pin it from there.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we're working on what we want to do next Monday. Go ahead.
okay. This could be an interesting one. I have never
Here.
heard of this, but it's about Corey Richins' murder trial. And it's a Utah mother accused of killing her husband with fentanyl and writing a children's book about grief afterward.
Oh my god, I just saw something on that.
Wow, that could be a very, I don't know, I'd like to hear what our listeners have to say, but that could be a very good um, spiritual one. Like, soul purpose. Like, what was that?
What was that about?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So we want to talk. Some of you guys might be catching this after the fact. We're thinking about what we want to do for next Monday. Okay, so what are some of the options you have there?
We have quite a few, to be honest, that we haven't done. So that one was the Richins murder trial. Um, there's one about a school shooting. The father of a shooter in a school shooting is on trial. Um, and he's focusing on the handling of his son's mental health. Nancy Guthrie, we've done, so that's off. A former American Idol contestant trial. He was accused of killing his wife and staging the scene in Ohio. Gabby Petito, we've just done, so that takes two off. The au pair murder case, a popular, newly trending, complex murder investigation involving an au pair.
That
Rachel
sounds
Hansen,
interesting.
yeah, Rachel Hansen murder featured on Top Crime podcasts focusing on the chilling 2022 murder where a figure was seen in a bedroom.
What's
The
that
Paul,
about?
I
That sounds
don't,
interesting.
let's
Okay.
see. Oh, she was killed here in Arizona. Yikes. This is how much I don't watch the news. I had no idea that that happens. I mean, that's not funny, but I'm like, wow. Um, the Paul Franzak story, a long-standing infamous kidnapping case frequently revisited by crime enthusiasts. The Day Stewart family mystery, a case detailing the mysterious death of the family. And then Nevada substation terror attack investigation. Authorities are investigating a driver ramming a car into a power substation.
That sounds gross. Okay,
I
well
know.
if you guys have a preference or you have another one you'd like us to do, just let
Yeah.
us know. And hold on, I want to make sure this is set up. Hold on one
And
sec.
we realized that we went earlier than we usually do. So we were just trying something up and we will go back to our previously normally scheduled time at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So sorry for any confusion.
Yeah, we were just trying it out. Um, because we have lives. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. Uh, what we're looking to do Monday nights is start to take these cases to a more a place that helps us better understand our evolution, why we choose what we choose, why we do what we do, why the soul has chosen what it's chosen, um, to sort of take the focus off of the horrifying details that are already known and are already out there, and instead focus it on a better, deeper understanding of the soul's purpose. no matter how bad or scary or uncomfortable it is. We're going to be most likely, hopefully, introducing Jen into the mix. And Jen is going to be on ChatGPT, and she'll be pulling up some data in real time as we read the case, instead of doing a whole preliminary research prior. She'll be running facts, like sort of like how tonight when we were like, when did this happen? What happened to Gabby?
Yeah. What year
we'll
was
have
that?
we'll have someone who can pull that stuff up in the moment, and help us sort of navigate questions as they come up as we're doing the read. We obviously still want to work on getting getting information on who did it and why and what we still do. That's not going to go away, but incorporating it into a more mindful approach so that
Mhm.
everyone having the experience with us, it's a little bit more gentle on the psyche and on the nervous system, and leaves us hopefully feeling a little bit more balanced than not.
Yeah, because it can get to be a pretty heavy world to spend a lot of time in.
Yeah, and we know that it weighed a lot. I mean, Harlow was always like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." It was just a lot of work. But she
Mhm.
always was okay with what she was learning about. But also that was because she was, took care of herself by choosing certain cases. Like she would every now and then she'd tell me a case and I'd be like, "Don't, like, that just sounds horrifying for you." And so she was good about picking and choosing what really worked for her. But this approach with the newer cases gives us a different approach and a different
Mhm.
style and communication method. So, yeah, this Thursday, you guys will be seeing the Tara Calico case. I don't know if you remember doing that one, Denise, but it was the one that
I
had
don't.
like, I know, I wouldn't have known if I didn't edit it myself, but it was the one that had the a picture of her and another kid. She was riding her bike, and um there you go. I
Oh.
figured that would sort of trigger it for you. So that you guys are going to see this Thursday, because we have a bunch of cases in the queue we still need to share.
Mhm.
But I really liked tonight. Cabby's case was her, like, the case was solved, right? Like people already know what happened and why. But it, getting a better understanding of who she was and what she came in for, and knowing that, the parents and the family, I feel like they readjusted, and I guess what I didn't articulate that I wanted to was just that they heed the call of, like, when someone passes, it's our time to rebirth, and we can either choose that or not. And I'm not saying that that rebirth has to happen overnight. It can happen whenever it's healthy for you. But if you can go through the grieving process and without putting a time frame on it, and then allow yourself to rebirth, okay, who am I now? And who is this new person? And what am I bringing to the table now that I wasn't before? Am I more aware? Am I more grounded? Am I more present? Am I more conscious? Whatever those things are. And then you have this rebirth that changes your life and for the better. And so now this unimaginable death that you've witnessed is actually opening up the door for you to live a different, clear life. And it feels like so many members of her family took that on, whether they did it consciously or not.
Well, and learning to realize that maybe had there been more conversations and not just conversations in our head of what we think the other person thinks,
Mhm.
because that's an easy way to get yourself into some hot water, so to speak, because it's like, you know, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, did you talk to that person? Did they say that to you? Well, no, but I'm pretty sure. And it's like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and so so I think that helps us
So
to
true.
realize that, the outcome was still going to be the outcome, unfortunately, because that was her soul's purpose, was to not, was to be that butterfly and not live a long life here on earth in body. And at the same time, if we just use our words and have conversations, it really
Mhm.
helps. It really helps. And sometimes the conversations really are going to be difficult. They are going to be really uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And when you have those really difficult, uncomfortable conversations, you get to move through things differently. Because
Mhm.
in the long run, when you do that, it's much more healing and grounding than just pretending everything is okay and just sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah. And what you're asking though is for people to be more present with their own feelings.
Hmm.
And that's the challenge
It
of
is.
being having the courage to speak what you're feeling is hard. It's hard for anybody. It's challenging
Yeah.
because I think anyone who's a decent human is concerned about what the other person how they're going to take it
Hmm.
because we don't intentionally mean to hurt anybody, and but yeah, I mean, all we can do is take care of ourselves and our immediate relations and hope that we can, the more that we're authentic with what we're feeling, that will inspire someone else to do that for themselves at
Right.
some point,
Right. Because
as
it's,
challenging as that is.
yeah. Because, I mean, just because, I've been on this path a lot, maybe a little longer than some other person, doesn't mean I have it all figured out. I'm learning lessons. I'm still unraveling things. Things still come up. I still have to address them. And but the beauty of it is the more we do it, the quicker we see it, the better the sooner we acknowledge it, the sooner we can begin the healing of that part of it. And sometimes things come up in layers, but it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I see why this happened now.
Mhm. And the better we get at that, and it becomes more of a knee-jerk response in life. Like your your default isn't repression and denial. Your
Right.
default is, okay, I feel, now what? And
Hmm.
that takes a long time to get to. And even once you get to that, a lot of times there's this, okay, my default is to feel and see. I'm not ready to address it yet, or I don't know how to address it. I don't know how
Hmm.
to address that person. So,
Right. And there's also going to still be those WTF moments that you just like, and then you got to remind yourself, okay, calm down. Let's think this through. You know what I mean? Because sometimes things just catch us off guard,
yeah, we were having that moment earlier together. Yes, for absolutely.
and and it's, but once you have that foundation of, oh, okay, I recognize this now, and not that it's okay, but if you can then differentiate between the WTF moment and taking it on personally,
Hmm.
that's when you're like, oh, okay, I've made some progress here. You know what I mean? With
Yes.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
know, because
Very.
like I've been divorced for, I guess it'll be 20 years this year. And I can, when it first happened, I wanted to point all the fingers at him,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and, you know, through therapy and healing and all of the different things, I was in that relationship too. I wasn't perfect. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So, are there occasionally things that maybe one person's a little bit higher on the rung of the ladder? Possibly. But but you're on the same rung, they're just, they might just
Yeah.
be taking one step higher, but you know what I mean? It's the same, but you're still at the same thing. And it's acknowledging that. And that's when, you're getting some growth there.
Re- Are some things a little more wrong than other things? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a human experience.
That's a good way to put it. That's true.
Yeah.
So, well, we've worked out some of our own stuff in this conversation.
Yeah, right. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Right. Thank you for coming to our therapy session.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
We'll be in the chat in the comments Thursday night for Tara's case. If you guys have any questions or comments or intuitions that come up on that. Otherwise, as always, give us your recommendations. But then we'll be back on Monday again, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 7 your time.
Yes, but we don't need to confuse things that way. We'll just say 6 p.m. Pacific time.
We'll be back, and yeah, we'll see you guys then. Have a good night.
Bye. Thanks.